principle of horizon scanning in any organisation, I think, is a little bit misunderstood. We invest a lot of time and a lot of money trying to interpret the geopolitical landscape around the world at the moment, which, of course, we can appreciate is extremely fluid. Now, if we invest a lot of time in trying to understand what US sanctions are coming in, how the EU are reacting to the new anti-money laundering authority that's being developed. A firm can invest a lot of time, a lot of resources, trying to almost wargame a situation and speculate what's going to happen. So whilst horizon scanning is really important for a firm to see, they've got to know what regulations are coming, they've got to understand what sanctions regimes they need to comply with. Horizon scanning needs to be brought in-house a little bit more. So what do I mean by that? Well, coming back to the point I was speaking around risk management, a simplistic risk management concept is a low, medium or high risk situation. Now, that's quite binary because what it tells you is that you can only have 3 possible outcomes, which means that when you're horizon scanning, the outcomes of these issues can only sit in one of these 3 boxes, which is just not realistic. Now, with horizon scanning in an organisation needs to be thinking about at what point they should be undertaking their risk assessment or making developments to prepare for a situation. Now, we've seen conflicts around the world, and I use the term conflicts not to desensitise any situation, but purely just to recognise that. So when we saw the Russia and Ukraine situation, many organisations panicked. So although at the time it appeared that there was a lot of political posturing, a lot of news that was happening, many organisations sort of jumped the gun and started to prepare new policies, or even some organisations de-risk, which potentially promotes discrimination. So, organisations have got to be strategic. Now, the risk then started to increase. We started to hear and talk about various multilateral and unilateral sanctions packages. Organisations then should be thinking about, well, what can I do? Because I don't understand what the impact of these sanctions might be. So a firm should assess its own risk. It should understand where its risk sits. Is it financial crime risk? Is it credit risk? They should be thinking about, at this point, drafting policies and procedures, communicating with the organisation. You know, this is a real top-down approach to leadership and management. Then, of course, unilateral and multilateral sanctions packages were deployed all around the world. This is the point where all the organisation is doing is clicking the button, and they should be moving into gear to manage that risk.